Yes, let's go straight now to Gaza, and we're very happy to have back with us our dear friend and colleague Abubaker Abed. Abubaker, are you with us? I hope we have not. Here he is.
There he is.
Yes,
Hi,
hi.
Abubaker. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you too?
We're so
Good.
happy to see you. Abubaker, I know that we may only have you for a few minutes because the electricity and the
It's
internet
yes.
uh, are not may not last. So first, let me just ask you how you're doing. How's your family? What's the situation around you right now?
Well, it's the updates are always usual because yes, bombings continue, and yeah, especially around my area in the southern parts of the territory, the areas there have been repeatedly targeted by Israeli forces. And yes, today we have been we've woken up on a very explosive airstrike in the same area. So that area in the southern parts of the Balah has been continuously been targeted and attacked, and which bodes badly that probably they are thinking of a military ground invasion or a military ground operation in the area. But yes, also east of the territories in Deir al-Balah, the eastern outer skirts are also being bombed by Israeli tanks, and residential buildings there have been hugely affected and have been damaged by those bombs and also other airstrikes. At the same time, unfortunate to say that foreign infections have been widely spreading within the community as a result of population, also malnutrition, and the incapability of hospitals and doctors to isolate infected cases from others, because areas are too increasingly overcrowded, because you're talking about thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in just a few kilometers square, which is absolutely illogical and complicated to do anything for those cases.
Uh,
It's overwhelming,
yeah.
and it's very difficult to keep up hope and strength and optimism in such a dire situation. But Abu Bakr, when you were on last time, you gave us all a great deal of hope and
Yes.
smile and joy when you told us about something and you promised to come back. But before I ask you to talk about it, I'm going to ask Tamara to play a little video that you sent us a couple of days ago, and then we'll ask you to talk about the video.
Yes, sure. We see hope. This is our yellow rose. It is, in fact, the best thing we have at the moment, because we see hope through it. And despite destruction, despite the truly unbearable circumstances we are living under at the moment, we still seek out hope. We still see hope. We are sending here the message of me, the message of everyone from Gaza, especially in my area, that we want you to be with us. We want you to have our back always and every time, because we see hope in you. We are sending, and I, Abubaker, is sending a message of love, a message of hope to every one of you from Central Gaza and Galilee.
I love that. Abubakar, yeah, tell us about what daily life is like right now, and yeah, what it means to take care of that beautiful rose bush right there.
It just like, it means everything, because it's already the only thing that we can really, do at the moment, because everything around us is just destruction, it's just despair, as Dr. Ali said, and everything just, bodes badly. There is nothing that you can really acquire, only probably an atom of hope or desire or determination. But yes, Palestinians in Gaza are made of sterner stuff. Palestinians in Gaza feel hope. And as I said in the last live stream I showed up with you here, we are beautiful souls. And even that Gaza is now darkness, bleakness, and somberness. And there is no light you can see in Gaza as a lack of electricity, and that Israeli forces or the occupation has just cut off electricity since the war broke out on October 7th. And Israel, there was an aerial photo I took around 2 days ago, and it just showed that there is no light in Gaza, and there is a far light coming from the occupied territories in Israel, which is not Israel, the occupied Palestinian territories. We are physically in the dark side, but our spirits, our souls are shining on the bright side. This is how we see hope, and this is what we are made of. Because already, you know, I'm in such circumstances. We are talking about more than 200 days of this genocide, but that has gone beyond what the word genocide, you know, means. Because already, when we see people that, you know, I've just been at the hospital today for a very, very urgent case, but I don't want to bring that to you. Yes, it's a normal thing, because you already know that I'm quite struggling with my weak immune system, but it's all fine. Which is already that when you see people, children are sleeping on the ground, on the floor, mothers are crying out of pain or in pain, and at the same time, casualties, injuries are, you know, receiving treatment on the floor. Blood is splashed on the floor in just a horrifying way, which is absolutely more than criminal. It's just like, you know, I don't know. I have no words. And it's just like, you know, people, I don't know why politicians think it is too much for Palestinians to have one day of tranquility, one day of calmness. It's been a lot. It's been very, very much on us. That hasn't got to do with innocent civilians in Gaza who are paying or who are sacrificing their lives and everything just for this war. You can't really imagine that people are, you know, are sleeping on the floor, are sleeping, I'm sorry, on the garbage, on the litter. It is very logical that we are being treated as animals. Probably, if you think about it, animals do live a better life because we are, you know, we don't have any means of life. There is no life in Gaza because you're talking about more than 2 million people displaced in tents. We are now in the summer, which means that snakes and lizards get out in tents for people. You are going to face another humanitarian crisis, that these places are not good for living for these people. So I just want to say that even yesterday, we talked about 2-year-old niece already, that she licks the screen every time she sees the background of ketchup and French fries. Only yesterday, there have been more than 20 bombings in Deir al-Balah. Every time a bombing happens, she subs in pain. She subs in fear and panic. She's already terrified. She's already, you know, horrified every time, and she starts crying. And just we need to hold her close and everything. We can't deal with this much of trauma. The traumatic picture now in Gaza is absolutely complex and very complex, which we need a very, very urgent solution with. And something very important to tell you, that we are a people that are not extra to this world. No, we deserve life, we teach life, and we just need to make sure that this has to stop as urgently as possible, as soon as possible. We don't want anything more because it's already enough. It's just enough.
Abubaker, while I was listening to you, by the way, I just want to say, for those who are listening to this program rather than seeing what the video that Abubaker sent us showed us, a perfect yellow rose that he had raised and grown in Gaza, and that he told us about on his previous visit with us on the live stream. And I know that that's something that many people found very moving, and I do too. And one of our viewers is asking us, Abubaker, we all want nothing more than for this genocide to end and end now. Someone asked, are you seeing the protests, particularly the protests that are sweeping across university campuses in the United States right now for Gaza, demanding an end to this genocide? Are you seeing them?
Yes, I am. And it's really pleasing and delightful. We really salute these people behind these protests. We really salute these protesters. We really want to encourage them to continue, because I think every single protest matters. Every single word against this genocide matters. Dr. Ali, there is something important that people have to know and to listen to very importantly, which is the difference, the core difference between us and the word is that Palestinians are dreaming to live, while all the world are living to dream. This is the difference. We are dreaming to live as Palestinians, but all the world outside are living to dream. That's the core difference. So instead of going just like, pursuing our dreams and just thinking about what is next, we are really thinking about the next second. Are we going to stay alive or not? Because already there's something very important, which is, already there was a bombing in the pre-dawn around 2 a.m. more in the morning, in the pre-dawn. Today, I just said that this has hit, or this hit our house. I didn't know how I'm still alive at the moment and how I woke up, because that was absolutely rattling. Literally, I was sleeping on my bed. My bed was rattling, and the doors just forcefully opened, and then the windows just like rattled, and the windows were affected, by the way, so they were broken. And that, what is next? It is a traumatizing that you are sleeping. Imagine yourself, you are sleeping and someone bringing up a drill and doing something over your head. How is that going to be for you? You're going to kill him, absolutely. But it is the same thing. It's been 201 days. There are drones buzzing over our heads. There are bombings that are continuing every single second, all day. This is absolutely unimaginable. We need people to understand these little details. I know it's quite probably complicated to understand over this context, because I know it's just that you don't live it, but we need people to understand what is behind this genocide. Not only that we have casualties, we have injuries, and that we are being killed, we're being etc., etc. No, we want to bring the show to people so that they live the scenes with us. That's what we want. That's what I tell you all the time. No, I'm hopeful, I'm smiling, and everything. Nothing, as I told you, as I promised you every time, and I will promise you every time. Nothing. You will never ever see me upset. No, I'm smiling all the time. You will never ever see me upset. You will never ever see me sad. No, at all. Nothing will make us so. It's just about that we want people to understand what it is really like for Palestinians in Gaza. What are they going through at the moment? And what is the thing for them at the moment like? How are they living? How are they eating? How are they, drinking? It's all about just every single detail. We need people to understand that our life has just gone beyond, the badness of a thing, had just gone beyond rational the rational limits of a bad life. We need people to understand that. We need people to know that Palestinians in Gaza have been going through hell during 201 days in this genocide. And just we need people to really not sympathize with us, but to stand with us against genocide. We need you to really, really stand with us.
And Alhamdulillah, salamtak. It's
Like,
terrifying to hear how close that bombing was,
it
and
was 100 meters. It was
yeah,
just 100 meters.
and I hope that nobody was killed, but we know that people are being killed almost every hour in Gaza. And when you describe the trauma of your niece and the suffering and the trauma that she goes through as a young child who can't understand what's going on or why it's happening,
Mm.
and to think that there are a million children in Gaza who are experiencing the same horror that your niece is experiencing, if not much worse, those children who are lucky to survive. And so we so appreciate you being willing to share it, so that we can be aware and remember why we're protesting, why we're encouraging people to continue the protest, to never stop demanding an end to this genocide right now. People in Gaza, you, Abubaker, your family, everyone around you, you deserve to have a safe, normal life. And it is an absolute crime and a horror that the United States government, the European Union, the German government, and Arab governments, sadly, continue to conspire to allow this to carry
Absolutely.
on for even another day.
They are liable. They are all liable for this genocide. Everyone is liable for this genocide. Is silent, and just finally, I know it's been, because the circumstances are always changing, and just like it's always getting harder to speak up and to show up with you. It's just like, a difficult matter. But every time think about me that these words of Abu Bakr may be the last. This is not hopeless. No, I'm hopeful. I'm still hopeful. But what I just want you to do and all the time think about is that these people have gone through the most hellish times ever. If you're not, if you're arguing to tolerate it at any point in your life, then you should really, really rethink your humanity. This is one of the things we want to say. And by the way, following what you have said, Dr. Ali, we have just like a small point that we want to conjure up to the audience, we want to bring to the audience, which is talking about the international governing body of sports, or of football, FIFA. Already everyone knows about FIFA. There have been more than 200 athletes killed in Gaza, while hundreds have been wounded. Sports facilities in Gaza are 54. Only 7 are still sound. Yet, FIFA hasn't commented on the Israeli aggression on sports in Gaza. Meanwhile, Ukraine, when it was invaded back in 2022, FIFA banned Russia, the oppressors, just 3 days after the incidents. Again, from an Islamic perspective, you're talking about more than 40,000 people have been killed in Gaza. Already, 99% of them are Muslims, including around 1,000 sheikhs and Islamic scholars. They have been killed. Also, more than 500 mosques have been partially or completely destroyed by Israeli forces. Yet, the International Parliament of Religions in Chicago has not said anything. Again, another thing, which is medical crews. The Gaza Ministry of Health has just announced that more than 400, around 450, have medical healthcare professionals have been killed, including doctors and nurses. Also, 520 have been wounded, and almost 26 hospitals have been destroyed by Israeli forces. Only 10 are now minimally functioning. Yet no one has done, and okay, there has been a condemnation of Israeli forces for that, but already we haven't seen any actions on the ground to ban Israel from doing so. And in central Gaza, only 3 days ago, on April 21st, Al Auda Hospital, which is the second hospital only in central Gaza where more than 1 million people are taking shelter, has been bombed by Israeli tanks. And yes, yet no one is doing anything to stop this genocide. Giving these figures to all people, because people do want to know figures, and that this hasn't done anything, hasn't moved them to do so. It is just horrifying and horrible that people are still silent. Again, one final thing, I don't want to just like, it is the internet problem, it is the electricity. It's my pleasure always to talk to you. The good thing is the yellow rose I have there is still, if I wish I could bring that yellow rose. There is another yellow rose on the tree, on the plant. Also, maybe another good thing, we have a yasmin tree.
Beautiful.
Thing. Well, I hope you'll send us pictures of that too. And these things are a reminder, Abubaker, that we always plant things with the hope. When we plant a seed, we look forward to seeing what will grow. So planting is itself a sign of steadfastness. It's an act of hope. It's an act of resistance. It's an affirmation of life. And it's something that we celebrate with you. So thank you so much for that. And before you go, I just want to remind people that in addition to being a wonderful contributor to this live stream and a friend whose face we love to see as often as we can, you're also an incredible writer and journalist. And so we can't get enough of you. And for all those who can't get enough of you, they can read your articles at the Electronic Intifada. There you see Abubaker's author page, and you'll see what a fantastic journalist he is. And Abubaker, I hope you will write something for us again soon, because writing too is an act of resistance. And with your writing, you also deliver the message and help to motivate people to continue demanding an end to this genocide.
You are the echo of our voices. We will always continue with you being around. We will never ever stop. And there is something I always wanted to tell you live, but it's just like I keep forgetting about it. It is behind Nora this time. It's not behind you, Dr. Ali, which is I need that EI crest once we meet.
Absolutely.
You will get all of them. I promise you. I promise you. We have you get all our stickers, everything. They're all for you.
Wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Every time it's just like, we say it. I need that. I need that. But there's no way I can be shy this time. We're already.
No.
Don't be shy.
I'm not a guest.
No, it's all for you.
Absolutely. With pleasure.
Thank you.
With pleasure.
Thank you so much. It's my
Thank you
pleasure
so much,
all the time. Again and again. You are our yellow roses. You are our hope. Keep that in your mind. We will always be yours. You are. I'm already one of you, one of yours. I'm already one of your own, and it's just about that. I promise you to keep the same Abubaker you have known for a while. It's just like this.
Thank God. Thank God. And we will see you very soon, Abubaker. Come and join us again.
Inshallah. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
All right. Bye-bye, and much love to you and everyone around you.
Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit like, leave a comment. These engagements help us with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps us to get around Silicon Valley censorship as much as possible. It does make a difference. You can also support our journalism by going to electronicintifada.net and clicking on Donate Now. Thank you.